Banda, bienvenidos a un video muy especial de nuestro canal. Tuvimos una entrevista con Shane Hartley, el director creativo de Lorcana. Ravensburger nos invitó a conocerlo a la CCXP, nos invitaron como creadores de contenido y tuvimos una plática con él más o menos como entre 20 y 30 minutos, que estuvo súper chida. Es un tipazo apasionadísimo de Lorcana. Y bueno, quiero comentarles algo antes de que vean el video. Primero que sepan que tuvimos un lugar medio raro para hacer la entrevista, que no estaba muy bien iluminado y que había mucho ruido, pero pues nuestros micros son una chulada y todo se oye perfecto. Nada más que sepan que a la mitad de la entrevista tuvimos un pequeño percance con la cámara grande y tuvimos que cambiar al celular, pero todo se ve perfecto. Así que bueno, vamos con la entrevista y si les gusta este video, por favor, cuéntenme en la parte de abajo qué le hubieran querido preguntar ustedes a Shane Hartley. Vámonos a la entrevista.
Well, first of all, we are here with
Shane Hartley. I'm the creative director for Disney Lorcana.
Welcome to Mexico, Shane. What do you think about Mexico so far?
Well, no, I love it.
Come on. I was like, come on, don't do that. Okay. Have you tried any Mexican cuisine?
Yeah, we had quesadilla, and
nice.
I think we had some tacos. I'm trying to think what else we had. Yeah, I mean, just some. We haven't had a lot yet. We're gonna try mole.
Yeah, mole.
Yeah, really want
you
mole.
told me you were excited about mole.
Yeah.
It's kind of sweet, but you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm more like I like the chocolate mole more than the cinnamon mole.
Oh, so you have a reference?
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So I lived in California for about 2 years.
And that's really close to Mexico.
Yeah.
You have a lot of food there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's where I learned my Spanish.
Your Spanish is pretty good. You can say something in Spanish for our people in Latin
Hola,
America.
¿cómo están todos?
You see, habla muy bien español. I want to ask you something. What do you do at Lorcana?
So as the creative director, I manage all creative for Lorcana. So that covers all the art, all of the creative marketing. So everything that you see, like, you know, on the web, on digital, the app, and then also the packaging, the card designs, and then also the narrative team. So the narrative team is actually the one that that develops the story that we're telling every set. And then those three groups, we call it DNA. So it's design, which is game design, narrative, and art. Those three groups together, they're the ones that are all in sync on making a set. So because we want to make sure that, you know, the mechanics of the set and the art and also the story that we're trying to tell, they all fit really nicely together. They should never feel like, you know, one thing doesn't
way apart, right?
Yeah, exactly.
One thing that I think Lorcana is really good about, it's the lore. Lore is pretty good. Like having these stories where Ursula has this crown and she's so powerful. Now Jafar wants it and that stuff. I think that's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I want to ask you is, first of all, I know there's a chance that we could see in the next. I know that you can say a lot of things.
No.
but there's a chance that we could see events like the pre-release hold on other TCGs. I mean, for us as players, we're really excited about the new set like Jafar. And of course, Pack Rush is really amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's a great opportunity to bring.
Yeah, Pack Rush is one of the best ways.
I think it's great.
I love to play Pack.
Yeah, I love it. I think I played it, and even if you lose, it's amazing to see how easy, how cards are coherent between them. So you like that? Do you think we could have something like that in the future? I mean,
like actual pre-release events.
Like a pre-release event.
Yeah. So like one of the areas is the team is working on right now is specifically like how do we develop more programs for the stores.
So we had a problem with the camera, but it's okay.
Well, if we lean back with it.
Yeah, it's okay. What do you think? So it's possible to have events like that. Now you're working.
Yeah, we know that it's really important that stores are you know, have the materials that they need. They need support in order to run these events. And so Elaine Chase, who's CMO for the team now, she's really focused on how do we support the stores? How do we give as much information or support to them so they can run those types of events? And so they are planning. I believe like they're doing some test runs with some things on pre-release events, but right now that like they won't. I don't know when the full ramp out will be.
But it's good.
But it's a huge focus for us on like how much we can give to the store, because we really like. We know that the more that we can help the store, the more they can be like evangelists for the product.
Of course.
And the more that we can, like the fans can also be excited about coming into the store, playing, getting promos, getting all those different
absolutely.
things. Like
playing on leagues.
Yeah, it just like, goes from there.
Sure. And one thing that has been recent talked about, it's the recent rotation. That decision, I think, was huge. I think it's great. I mean, all the changes on the game are based on making the game greater. And how is that decision taken, like approached? Because I think for being in your spot could be scary, like banning cars or taking stuff like that. Like, how is people going to react about it?
I mean, overall, I think so far, I think the reaction has actually been pretty good.
Yeah, Hiram was really bad for the meta. I think we needed him out.
Yeah, and like we needed, I think it allows us to be able to be as open to the new community as possible.
Sure.
Because for us, it's always been about accessibility as well. Mm-hmm. And this opportunity to roll in new cards and then allow people to not have to feel like they have to get set one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, that's a very, even if you can find it now, it's going to be, high value. It's going to be hard to get from those. And so new players coming in, they need a way to be able to like still be competitive if they want to go there.
Yeah.
And also give collectors some new things that they can collect that maybe they can't get some of the old ones. So it's a nice way to do it. Also, I really like what Elaine Chase she said during our Lorecast. She said that if we're not taking risks from in our game design and our whatever, then we're going to be too safe.
Yeah.
So rotation is a good way for us to take risks and then be able to go, okay, we've taken the risk, and then when we rotate it out, then we can start again.
Absolutely.
Because if we're not taking risks, then it's going to not be a fun game when it comes down to it.
And having this new set Fabled, it brings like a good starting point for a lot of players. Like if you started playing in set 3 and you stopped, this is a great way to come back because you have a lot of reprints. And even if for new players, it's like you're going to find a lot of useful stuff here that you're going to have on the rotation for a long time. That's pretty good.
And being able to, like, the cards that are going to be reprinted, the cards that you have originally aren't going away.
Yeah.
And so from both a player and a collector perspective, it's good to know that these new ones aren't replacing them.
Absolutely.
Like, I can still use my old ones, which is great.
And even what happens in these games when you have reprints, prices go low, so cards are more reachable, and that's what we all want, being able to reach all those cards.
You need the accessibility for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing that we have right now is for Latin American people, what we can aspire to, I mean, without traveling, is winning a Star Championship. And of course, I know maybe you can talk about it, but is there any hope? Because we had GPs here for another TCGs with a lot of people, and we just want some hope that we're gonna get those in the future. Is there anything you can say, like just wait?
I would say again, we know that the competitions are really important. The competitive play, the events, the in-store play, all those things are super important. And so our team, the organized play team, is really working to figure out, okay, how do we make sure that as many people have access to those types of events as possible? As far as what those events are, like I would call that a Bruno question.
Yeah, I know.
I can't talk about Bruno.
Yeah.
But I will say that we are 100% focused on making sure that those opportunities are there.
I don't know how surprised. I mean, when you release a product, or like in this case, Lorcana, I mean, you want it to go well. I mean, you wanted to sell and worldwide, etc. I think the impact that Lorcana had on the community was more than what it was expected.
Oh yeah, it was immense.
Right? It was immense. Like, I mean, you expect to like sell or having 10 players and then you have 1 million. And it's like, how do you deal with that?
Oh, we're doing a video.
We're doing a video. Está todo bien. Sí?
No, está bien.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. No worries. He was like, do you want something to drink? That was fun. How do you approach that growth that was so fast?
I mean, you kind of just have to like go with it. You have to like go with the flow on it for sure, and just be able to like ride that wave. And we definitely rode the wave. And now it's one of those points where there was a lot of things that we knew weren't established that we were going to slowly build up to, but then the game kind of took off really fast.
It
exploded. And I mean, we all, of course, we knew that it had the potential to go big. Yeah. That was the initial, like when we started off with Disney and even the early discussions, I was like, this is going to be huge if we do this right. And it kind of blew all of our expectations out. We didn't, of course, as you can tell from the very first set, it was hard for people to even get.
Yeah, it was really hard. I started in set 3, and getting cards from set 1 was kind of hard.
Yeah,
because it was this idea of you can get the most expensive card in Lorcana from set 1, which is Elsa Enchanted.
Yep.
And of course, it was hard to get, but now I think it's with the reprints and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's getting better, of course, for sure. But I mean, even still, set 1 and set 2 are tough to get. But as far as us going and being able to adapt and grow with it, now it's this time where and that's kind of where we're at right now, where we're really looking at the business and understanding, okay, what are the areas that we know that, okay, we need to build up those foundational pieces, like organized play, like the competitive events, like the prize cards, things like that. Those are all areas that we're now we're trying to catch up and be able to build.
Or even
out.
the one asked question I think in the forums is the judge program.
Yeah,
we really want to. I know it's to reach for too many information, but that's something that we need people saying this is how we do. Because sometimes I think the cards are really explanatory. If you read the card, you can play.
We've tried to make them as clear as possible.
It's a great work.
Yeah, and even some recent cards, we've even tried to make them even more clear and such. But yeah, all those types of programs, like a judge programs, those are all top of mind. And I know that the organized play team are definitely looking at that. It's one of those things where it's we were a very small team.
Yeah.
I mean, a very, very small team. And so now it's we were trying to grow the team.
Of course.
In a quick process, but in a way that we weren't just throwing people in and not knowing what they're doing. So we wanted to do things right. Okay. So I admit, things are they take a while, but at the same time, we don't want to just rush into something and not do it right. So we're trying to take the right steps.
Yeah, of course. I think it must be hard to be in your position. Of course, I mean you're happy because the game is growing, but of course it's scary because what's the next step? The next correct step for this, so we can grow up as a community, right?
Yeah, as I'm on the strategic management team, and so I get involved in a lot of those conversations. But usually, I definitely let the experts take that because that's my area. My area tends to be on the creative side, and I focus a lot on how do I make a better collectible? What am I going to do? What are we going to do the next set that's going to be one step better? Or what is that next surprise and delight?
Right now, the next big event is the Worlds, of course.
Yep.
And there's a new format that is the Super Sealed.
Yep.
Which you play 4 boosters of 4 expansions, and then you can build a deck with all the inks, and you play against other players that did the same process, right? Sealed and Draft are my favorite formats. I played on other TCGs. I think it's a great way to deal with cards that you don't play regularly.
Right.
You play more with commons. You play more with uncommons that are really powerful or enable a synergy strategy or something like that. How did that happen? Throwing that on Worlds. that was. I think that's a great move because now players need to be great. If you're going to be world champion, you have to be great at building 3 decks, and now playing limited.
Yeah.
Which is something that nobody plays. I played a lot because I love it, but I think it's not that common.
Yeah, so I wasn't involved in the exact this particular format, but I know early on it was very much a conversation around how do we make sure that we wanted the people someone that wins Worlds to be not just one type of player.
Of course.
We wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit and be able to present things that they were wait, they have to be kind of a good, well-rounded player.
Yeah, of course.
That they have to, be able to make decisions on the fly, or adapt to a limited sense.
Build a deck there with what you open.
Right.
And the other format that maybe explore later is Draft, right? It's a great way to open a product there and choose with a rotation on the table.
Yeah, I used to before. I have to admit, I love Pack Rush. It's like my favorite format to play now because it's just so quick and easy, and I tend to play it more often. But Draft was my next thing that I was doing on the most of the time. Because what I liked about it is it puts everybody on an even playing field to some extent. Like you're just opening it up, you're drawing from those, and like you have to think on the spot. Or like, okay, do I take this one or not? Okay, I'll put this one in.
Of course.
And you go to the next person, and so it
and it has some luck involved because.
Oh yeah, of course, because you're like whatever you open.
Whatever you open.
I took my daughter and son to a draft event, and she pulled an Enchanted.
That's nice.
It was amazing.
I was gonna tell you that my first draft, my first booster was Diablo, the one that lets you draw a card and has a basic. It was amazing. And the second one, it was an Ariel Cove Enchanted. I was like, gosh. Already won this thing. I'm gonna keep this. It was really good. It was really good.
And again, like. That it goes back to the stores again. We were playing a draft in a store, and we didn't know any of the people. I actually tried to go in incognito that nobody knowed me, but the people figured out who I was right away. But they didn't know my kids, and my kids didn't know them, and it was the first experience that my kids had in a store event.
They had fun.
They had fun. It was a blast for them, but. It was amazing because she opens up this Enchanted, and all of the other players, they were like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" And like, somebody came and brought her like a case to put it in.
Yeah, of course, protected.
And it was like, just the camaraderie and like
the community. Like
the community.
We're all happy because you got that.
Exactly.
That's right.
And like, at the time, I think they were only, I think they were 10 because they're 11 now. But like that could have been a scary moment.
Of course.
But the kid, and it was all people that were much older than them, and so I just love that. Like Lorcana is such an inviting, accepting community, and right there shows also how important the store events are.
Of course,
because people are going there, they're gaining these friendships, and everybody's playing together.
And it happens that you make great friends at those events.
Yeah, and then you want to come back.
Yeah, you want to come back.
Yeah, and then you do it again. You're like, I want to have another experience like that, opening up the pack again. Or I met so and so. Like I was just telling somebody the other day that like I talked to somebody that they got married because they met playing Lorcana.
That's really
like how that doesn't happen.
That's really good.
It amazing.
It happens. I can say something in another TCG. I met my wife.
Oh,
it really happens. I can say that it really happens. We met like 13 years ago. We played a little bit, then we start chatting. Then we start dating. We dated for 6 years, and now we have 7 years married.
Oh wow! Well, congrats.
Yeah, it happens. She loves Lorcana. She plays with me at home, but she likes to stay at home and play just there. I'm more of a social person, and I like to be in those events, competing and stuff like that. But yeah, you can meet your soulmate there.
Oh yeah, and I'm kind of like with your wife. I'm very much I'm a social person that I like talking with fans and such of that. But when I play, for some reason I get this I get a little bit of anxiety, especially because of my role, and then I want people to think that I'm a good player, but oh my gosh, the competitive players are insane. They're so good, and I'm like, I can't even, I just want to play for fun.
I want to have fun this thing.
Like sometimes when I play fans, I'll tell them when I first start out, I'll be like, okay, just so you know, I'm an easy win.
It's okay. It's okay.
And that's the thing is like I like to have fun, and it doesn't matter to me if I win or lose. And so for me, if I play at home and play with my kids or like have friends over and play, that's important.
And I think that's a way important thing. Having this share with your kids. It's like sometimes in our TCGs, they are not related to the characters. And now having IPs with Elsa, of course, she's like huge, and then Stitch or Gargoyles. Then now. So I think
it's not just the kids, right? Like all of us have this
something in common.
Affinity to one or two of the characters or multiple characters because either we because we grew up with it.
Yeah, of course.
It was part I came home every day after school and watched Sunday or Saturday or after school cartoons and then Saturday morning cartoons and like over the years you I watched DuckTales, I watched Chip and Dale's, now I watch Gargoyles.
Yeah, of course.
And so everyone kind of grew up with it.
Yeah.
And so I think we all have different emotions that are attached to it. And the same thing with the kids. Like they're now with Disney Plus, they're seeing not only the new stuff, but they're also seeing the old stuff and
absolutely.
re-finding, re-exploring.
And they have the chance with these platforms to watch stuff that is ageless, right?
Yes.
That's important. Like having to watch like Lady and the Tramp or stuff like that. It's like 30 or 40 years ago. I mean, we're not at all.
Yeah, like I watched. I was a lot of times when we're developing a new set or we're working on something and we say, okay, we're gonna put, the Goofy movie we're gonna put in a set or something, and I was like, okay, like it's gonna be family movie night because we have family movie night at my house like every Friday night, and my kids know this is like, okay, we're gonna watch a movie with Dad, and often it's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And we have a list.
Yeah.
We check off the list.
We have to watch this.
And so when I say, okay, we're gonna be doing Goofy movie next, so let's watch Goofy movie.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, come on.
And everybody tells me like that's one of the best movies.
It's really good. It's really good. And what I was afraid though was that my kids, because it's an older generation,
they don't match with,
that I didn't think that they would like think it was funny. And
they were laughing.
They laughed the whole time.
That's nice.
And he like my son still like he makes jokes and he comments about it.
That's nice.
And I'm like, oh, this is cool.
This is, of course,
that it still resonates.
This is what it's about.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then when they open packs with me, they're like, Dad, look, it's the character that we just watched.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I know this character.
Yeah, of course.
And that's cool.
Yeah, of course. Sharing that with your loved one or your kids, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, and one thing that I want to ask about at the end, how has been your experience in Mexico? And if you want to say something to the people in Mexico, when are you coming back?
I hope I come back every year. Like I love this event. I think CCXP is new for me, but it's very cool. And the people are, it seems like they're super excited to be here, and I love seeing the cosplayers, and I think even the Lorcana fans. I think it'll grow within this.
Yeah.
This
you had a good panel there with
yeah, it seemed like it went pretty well. So
yeah, it was pretty good.
Sorry, my Spanish wasn't great, but
Spanish es español muy bueno, de verdad, habló muy bien.
Yeah, but now my tongue is tired, so
yeah,
it's like it's hard
okay.
to.
It's okay.
It takes a lot of concentration. But I love Mega XP as well. Like we're going to be there tomorrow, and for the tournament and such. And so that's really great because then you get to be really close with like the actual TCG fans and the players and such. So I love this community. I love connecting with fans and hearing their stories.
We're happy to have you here. I hope this is not the last time, of course, and maybe tomorrow we can share this with a lot of fans.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. So
okay. Well,
I hope we can open Enchanted.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Well, thank you for the interview.
Do we have another pack? We should open a pack.
We should open a pack. Let me see.
Okay.
You pick it up.
Let's do the Jafar pack. You open it.
Let me bring the my camera here. Let me do this. I'm gonna bring the camera here. Let me put it in here.
Can you like prop it up?
I think let's see how it goes. Do you think
here? You want me to hold it?
Yeah. Let me open the pack and let's see how it goes. We can open. Remember, guys, this is a new set that came out today. So let's see, it's
and Shane's being the cameraman, so
Monterey Jack.
Hopefully it's good.
Wilmina Packard, Gloyd Orange Boar, Wasabi, Magica, Hero, Patch. Let me see here.
Come on.
We have Feline, which is from
Bambi,
of course. We have the Queen of Hearts. And we have Thumper. It's okay. It was a great booster. Well, let me see. Okay, guys. Well, muchas gracias, hermano. Muchas gracias por la entrevista.
Hasta luego.
Bueno, banda, espero que les haya gustado esa entrevista con Shane Hartley. Es una de las oportunidades más importantes que puede haber el entrevistar a uno de los creadores de las cartas, del tema del lore, etcétera, etcétera. Una disculpa por los detalles técnicos que tuvimos, pero dentro de todo, creo que salió muy bien. Fue una experiencia increíble, obviamente, gracias a Ravensburger. Y si ya te quedaste hasta acá, te invito a que te suscribas al canal, que eso nos ayuda mucho a seguir creciendo, a seguir haciendo contenido como este, y acá vas a poder encontrar deck tech, análisis de mazos, del mercado, de decks casuales y de decks competitivos. Les recuerdo que yo soy Paito, que los quiero mucho, gracias por existir y nos vemos en la siguiente. Bye bye.